All right, guys, it is week 9 matchup preview time. We got us some barn burners this week, and we're going to kick this baby off with Joe versus Senior. And Joe just picked up an elite starting running back in Emery DeMercado. DeMercado, 86% of the snaps last week. He's going to go out there. He's going to crush it. Cleveland's run D has been suspect as of late. They got torn apart by Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor. I love it. I think DeMercado was a great pickup, great plug and play. Can't believe somebody would actually drop him. That guy must just be loaded at running back this week. But that's okay. So let's take a look here at the rest of the matchup. We got Jalen Hurts versus Pat Mahomes. Mahomes has been a little disappointing, and now he's traveling to Germany, getting a late start going to Germany because he had to hang out with Travis Kelce and Taylor What's-Her-Face. So, don't love that Mahomes and the Chiefs are not focused on winning football games. They're focused on partying with Taylor Swift. Don't love that. Michael Pittman has just been incredibly consistent and good. So is Adam Thielen. Rashee Rice has a chance to break out, but, tougher matchup than normal because Jalen Ramsey has returned. Josh Jacobs is a total bum. Gus Edwards, however, looks fantastic. He should continue to do well. The New Orleans D, streaming defenses against the Bears has not worked for anybody yet, but people continue to keep trying to do it. Probably not going to work out well for Senior on that stream. Now, on Joe's side of things, the Vegas D against a returning Danny Dimes. Great play. Love it. Jerome Ford versus Emery DeMercado. Great running back matchup there. They're playing each other. Travis Kelce, he's going to do Travis Kelce things. Davante Adams. Here's my bold prediction. Davante Adams gets back on track this week. Over 100 yards. Finds the end zone. They're going to pepper him with targets. Davante Adams, big week. En route to Joe getting the dub. Joe gets the dub this week. Gets back off the schneid. I just call it like I see it, man. I can't help it. This is how I see it happening, guys. You guys aren't always going to like what I have to say, but this is what's going to happen. Now, we got Trey, who may or may not set his lineup, versus Jared. Interesting matchup here with Trey still plugging in Kirk Cousins, who is out for the year at quarterback. He did pick up Geno Smith at Baltimore. Yikes. So probably Geno Smith in a horrendously bad matchup. Jared got the Atlanta defense. I like it against Minnesota and Jaren Hall. The rookie QB, first ever NFL start. Going to be tough sledding for him. I don't see him remaining the starter, though. I think that Josh Dobbs is the starter next week. So, Keenan Allen versus Mike Evans is a toss-up. Could go either way, but I'm going to give the edge to Evans, and I'll tell you why. Sauce Gardner is going to be on Keenan Allen. Sauce could erase Keenan Allen. Would not surprise me in the slightest. I can't believe Trey keeps rolling out Rashid Shaheed, and it on occasion actually works. This guy last week had 3 targets, turned it into 153 yards and a touchdown. That's prime Randy Moss type shit. I don't know what's going on with Rashid Shaheed. He should not be this successful with the limited opportunity he's got, but he is. So what are you going to do? Don't love Swift this week. Don't love Henry at Pitt. Don't love Walker at Baltimore. And by the way, that's another thing to keep an eye on. Charbonnet is starting to take over this backfield, guys. I'm a little worried about Kenneth Walker rest of season. Now, on Jared's side of things, he's got Tua, and they've been in Germany, Tua and Tyreek, prepping, laser focused on this game. They're going to have a big week. Deontay Johnson is certainly an interesting option tonight against a bad Titans secondary. Rachaad White and Ramondre Stevenson, both A-plus matchups. Dalton Kincaid should have another good outing Sunday night. And Jackson Smith and Jigba is starting to get going. So, bold prediction time. I am going to say that Derrick Henry tonight is held under 80 yards and does not find the end zone. So under 8 fantasy points. The Steelers D is going to dominate tonight. So there you go, en route to Jared getting the dub. Now, we have Twisted T's and Plan B's versus Max Peacocked. So Max Peacocked, great team name. Great team name. I'm looking over here at Jason's team. I got Justin Herbert at the Jets, Jamar Chase at home against the Bills, CeeDee Lamb, great matchup at Philly, George Pickens, again, great matchup against a shitty Titans secondary. Love Saquon against Vegas, but I'm a little concerned that he picked up an ankle injury and the Giants still gave him the ball 41 times last week. That was downright stupid. I'm worried about Saquon rest of season. Kareem Hunt, great matchup at home against Arizona. Zach Moss, for some reason, continues to be very involved, so great start against Carolina. Dallas's D is so good that you kind of have to leave them in there. Even at Philly, kind of have to play them. Now, on the other side of things, Cooper Kupp has been a huge disappointment these last 2 weeks. Chris Olave has been a disappointment his entire life. And, not really much else to say. Raheem Mostert's running out of gas. He's been not very good the last couple weeks. So who's going to win this one? Well, let's do bold prediction first. Bold prediction, I'm going to go Cole Kmet with the shocker special is a top 10 tight end this week. Cole Kmet, top 10 tight end. And if you start Cole Kmet, you're getting the nod. Jason's getting the dub this week because he's starting Cole Kmet, and that deserves a win. Now, no you lock it up versus One Pride Mountain. Tony versus Brad. Holy crap, there's a whole lot of red Qs in this matchup. D-Hop, Pierce, and Njoku, London, and Puka, Lockett, Mixon, Thomas. Whew. Is this a fantasy matchup or an infirmary? My God. Let's see here, though. We got Buffalo squaring off against Cincinnati in a battle of these two quarterbacks, Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. And I'm going to ride this donkey all the way here. Joe Burrow is back. I expect him at home to light up the scoreboard. He's going to have a big outing. Don't actually love the matchup for Kamara. The Bears are tougher than you think against the running backs, but the truth is Kamara's just going to get the ball so much that it doesn't matter. He's going to put up a good outing. Dameon Pierce may or may not play. I would not be shocked if he does not play. Definitely might not. And Njoku should be good to go. Drake London looks like he might not play either. So ugly situation for Brad, who's dealing with some bye week issues on top of everything else. He's going to struggle to field the team this week. Going to be tough. On Tony Jr.'s side of things, I think Puka's fine. I think Lockett's fine. Mixon should be fine. And Michael Thomas is a full participant in practice today. So let's go bold prediction here. I am going to go bold and say Breece Hall against the Chargers breaks not one, but 2 over 30-yard touchdown runs. En route to Tony Jr. knocking off Brad, who is extremely dependent on McCaffrey, doesn't have him this week. I think Tony loses. Now, your matchup of the week, the Commish, Tribal Chief, defending, reigning champion versus Max Peacocking, who's just sinking to the bottom of the ocean like the Titanic hitting an iceberg. That iceberg's name is Tony Sr., who absolutely conned him in a trade earlier this year. Steve's got Taysom Hill is dealing with a hip issue. Looks like he might play, might not, doesn't matter. Tough matchup, and he's not going to do shit. Will Levis tonight is absolutely not playable, guys. You cannot play Will Levis. I saw a video earlier that said, sure, you can start him if you're in a 14-team super flex. That's where I'm at with Will Levis tonight. He's a rookie, second start ever. He's going to be playing in the freezing cold against one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. TJ Watt, fresh meat, my boy. Go get him. So, other players on Steve's team of note, Ezekiel Elliott, who Steve cut starting running back Emery DeMercado to pick up backup running back Zeke Elliott. And what's very perplexing about this is I've been informed by someone that used to own Ramondre Stevenson that Steve just didn't want Ramondre. Didn't matter. He wasn't interested in Ramondre, but he wants the Patriots' backup running back. I'm a little confused about what's happening here, but, do you. Zeke Elliott, not playable, terrible player, not going to do anything in this matchup. Tony Pollard at Philly. Yuck. I can't believe you haven't spun Pollard off by now. That guy sucks. He's a terrible football player. Austin Eckler's averaging about 2 yards a carry since his return. Now he's Monday night against a really tough Jets D. You're going to probably need 40 or 50 out of him by the time we get to Monday night. Don't see it. You're not going to get a big game at Eckler. Jordan Addison sucks with Jalen Hall or whatever the hell the guy's name is. Jaron Hall at QB. He's not playable, but you don't really have a choice. Jahan Dotson is the holder for the field goal attempts for Washington. I don't think I need to say anything else. He holds for field goals, and he's in your fantasy lineup. He's probably the first player ever to be in somebody's fantasy lineup while holding for field goal attempts. Now, on my side of things, I got a bunch of mega stars, right? A.J. Brown cannot be stopped. Set the record for the most games of 125 receiving yards in a row at 6. He's going to make it 7 this week. Stephon Diggs, he's going to be pissed. Had a down game last week. He's going to roast the Bengals. No problems there. Bold prediction time, though. And I'm going to go with this is the week Aaron Jones gets unleashed. Aaron Jones, big week ahead. I'm talking over 100 yards, multiple touchdowns. And of course, I'm going to get this win. You guys don't really think Steve has a chance, right? Come on. Steve hasn't won a game since week 5. And he won't win this one either. And this will take Steve to 4-5. We're right on schedule for him to be back in the GD Bowl. Steve could come to me and try to get this win this week. That's the only hope he has. Not good enough to do it. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to get the win, and I'm basically moonwalking into the playoffs. So there you go, guys. There's your matchup previews. I'll be here next week after I kick Steve's ass to give you the Week 10 previews. Have a good weekend.